Oh,
Hey guys, good to finally see
hello.
you face to face.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Same here. Same here.
Yeah, yeah. I love your guys' reels, man. That's hilarious.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, keep making more of those. I can't get enough of that. I don't know who's your creative director, but
We
props.
will. Thank you.
So where did you guys get the idea for the reels? How did that come about?
It's coming from the other reels as well. So instead of, scrolling all the social media, wasting your time, we just figured, we can find something that can inspire us
Yeah,
and save it. And based on the video that is totally not related to real estate, we're just
yeah.
going to be making our own videos for, just to have some entertainment and fun stuff regarding real estate.
Wow.
It's eye-catching at the same time. And when we look at it, the first thing people do when they're going through social media, they're trying to catch something that catch them right off the top of the
Yeah,
off the top. So you grab them and you still have content at the same time that's related to real estate. So it's like a perfect mixture. So I think that was the key to it.
yeah. Well, that's why I think they're so inspired because it fits. It just everything fits. Like they're little reels, they're eye catching, but then you're like, oh wow, this is totally applicable to real estate. So
Yep. Yes.
yeah, and plus, you guys get the crew involved. Like the last one I saw was like somebody doing push-ups.
Oh yes. That was our hug. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so we try to keep the guys involved too. They love being part of it, and it brings us to being more tight knit that we're
yeah.
working together and having them involved so they feel more part of the team. So that's a big part of the things that we do is to try to have guys feel like they're part of the family. What we're doing.
Sure, sure. Do you guys have a big crew, or is it like what, like a 5, 7 man crew?
Yeah, so we have about yeah, five or seven. Like seven guys, and
Yeah.
we also do like we subcontract the rest of the stuff out.
Okay, okay.
Depends
So
on our workload.
I see. So 5 to 7, pretty much full time, and then the rest of them just rotate in and out based on the job need.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, really good. I mean, yeah, it seems like you guys just have a really well functioning team. I think the biggest thing you see with any kind of partnerships or other endeavors, you really, you don't see that tight knit cohesion. So I think that comes through in your reels too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I don't want to, how do you say your name? Is it Johan?
Yes, that's my middle name. My first name is Gorbachev, but
Okay.
we'll go with Johan for now.
Okay, okay. I just, I've had plenty of that. Like, where it took my best friend back in college a couple of weeks to get my name right. So I hate to butcher anybody else's name.
Don't worry, you won't be the first or the last. I
Oh,
actually take
okay,
it as a
okay.
compliment.
And I take it you just say yours as Peter. I know it's pronounced like it's spelled Piotr.
Yeah, it's Piotr actually, because
Piotr. Okay,
I'm Polish, so my
okay.
first name's Polish, last name the same, but it's easier to go by Peter in here, like
Okay.
so people not twisting their tongues, So
No, no, fair
and
enough.
it's the
Fair.
same meaning, it's the same meaning, so
Okay, yeah.
it's okay with me to go by Peter.
I like good friend, really good friend of mine was Polish way back when I first came to America. We had English as second language, so we were all it was like an international gang in the basement of high school. And my buddy Adam Sikorski was from Poland. So
Yeah, that sounds like a Polish last name.
yeah,
Name.
yeah. So tell me, like, how did you guys meet? Like, how did the partnership come about? How do we get to today from like say a few years back?
We met at we're currently part of like a Schuylkill County meetup,
Okay.
and we've met a couple times there, and we just like how the reason for going to the meetups is actually to interact with people, get to network with people, and he just had a certain personality that I would
Yeah.
say that it was kind of unique, and his vision kind of like entwined with mine's.
Sure.
So we decided to do one project together. Then we decided to say, okay, this went well, like, hey,
Yeah.
let's try another one. The
Yeah.
other one went well, like, oh my gosh, I
You guys
found
are
my
on a
long,
roll.
my long, long
Yeah.
partner.
Exactly.
And then we woke up after sixth deal, and we were like, oh, maybe let's just open
company together instead of doing two separate, partnerships between two different LLCs. So it's gonna
Yeah,
make their bookkeeper easier,
sure.
bookkeeping job easier. So yeah, we decided at the beginning of this year to create our own company, which is our brand right now, Pen Home.
Yeah,
And
right.
here
I see that.
it's
Yeah,
everywhere. So
you guys do a really good job with the placement. I see like, the colors are consistent. You guys, I mean, I see that everywhere. Your website, your
we're
email.
trying,
So
we're trying.
yeah. Yeah, no, if I didn't know any better, I'd say, between the video chops and like the chemistry, you guys could make a buddy cop movie. I could see the script just writes itself. So
I think so too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely think so.
For sure.
But yeah, with the real estate twist in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait for
And
it.
we
Wait
have
for
you
it.
involved in it.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I'll be the guy doing the books in the back or something. Yeah. So, okay. So you said it was a real estate meetup in Schuylkill County where you guys met.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's
How
called
long?
the Schuylkill County Real Estate Meetup.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
How long ago was that? Recent or
No,
It was
that's
it's
almost like
almost about
2 years.
2 years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
2 years ago?
That we
Okay.
met for the first time. And then we started talking, and then we decided to proceed with our first flip, which was last year in June.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we went under contract in
Yeah.
April, but it was off market deal from probate, so we would have to wait for what is called a estate to be settled, and then it took for the sellers to, because the sellers were from New Jersey, so they had to come to the house, take out the personal stuff, clean out, and then it took them 2 months, and we closed it at the end. I mean, it was beginning of June or end of the May, and then I think we we fixed it within a month and put it in the market and sold it within the whole process. The first flip took us like around 3 months, I would say, from this buy to
Start
sell.
to
Okay.
Yeah.
And was that pretty involved? Like, did you at any point did you feel like, oh, this is wearing over our heads, or we don't know what we're doing? Like,
No,
chemistry.
everything was planned.
yeah,
So
okay,
so we ran our own numbers. Then we had confirmation from the realtor. So also we ran numbers for the rehab, and Johan brought his own guys, now ours guys, but
yeah,
back in the days that was his team. We switched few guys over the past, over the time, but yeah, but originally that was his guys, and then they knock it out quickly. So, and we sold it. So like, okay, let's do more, and
yeah,
we became more hungry, and now we
yeah,
are, I don't know, we're like
yeah.
this year
We're
So,
extra hungry.
we extra
yeah,
hungry.
yeah, it shows. So, Johan, did you already have a crew in place? Had you done flips before this one where you partnered up?
So I did two flips. I did two flips before, and I was doing rentals.
Okay.
So that's where that came about. So I would say I work along with people. I don't want to say people work for me or whatever the
Yeah,
case,
yeah,
because they're 1099 also. So we try to make sure that they're part of it, and we try to make sure that they can still do whatever they want to do at the end of
sure,
the day.
sure.
They're their own boss. So that's why I say we work together more
Okay,
than they work for.
gotcha. And what was your experience like before with the flips, before you and Peter got together? Like, did you have any growing pains, any learning curve?
My biggest learning curve was when I took a fire damaged property. That was a big learning curve. I think I took a lot of knowledge from that one, from knowing how to get rid of smells, the smoke smell, how to restructure certain stuff, how to get through the dealing with a lot of the adjustments when it comes to the municipalities,
Okay,
when comes to getting those type of properties, because those are not the typical properties that you would fix. So a lot of
okay,
people try to stay away from them because they require a lot more inspections, a lot more making sure everything is done to the T. So I think that helped out a lot.
sure.
And that property had a very unique situation with the septic. So was able to, I learned a lot about septics through that same property too. So
Okay.
I'm very thankful for that property. Give me a lot, but it was it was
So,
definitely one of those properties that you could definitely learn a lot from.
so like, was that like a little bit more stressed out? Did that one stress you out?
I'm not a person to really get stressed out, to be
Okay.
honest. I just take stuff as learning curve and keep moving, and
Okay.
that's just how I am. I
Yeah.
don't, I don't think that you should. No
Yeah.
reason to
Yeah.
get
No.
stressed out.
Sure. Sure. No. Like.
I can confirm that. That is
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, we're like, okay, let's get it done.
Yeah. 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 Like I think. Yeah. Your dance moves show it too. Pretty laid back guy. So.
Yeah, it's like because I think sometimes what stress does it compresses your brain to,
Mm-hmm.
to a certain level where you can't function or you're so like you're making wrong decisions. But if you're more relaxed and you look at the whole picture, what is it going to gain you from everything? You could kind of like figure almost anything out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's good to have a partner that's kind of like on the same page, that he will understand the big picture of stuff and not just look at, oh man, this went wrong, but
Yeah.
okay, this went wrong, but how could we learn to fix this? And then for the future projects, if it do come up, we could address it really quicker. That we don't have to deal, or we could avoid that problem the next time. So having a partner on board now that understands that concept is very unique.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. So then you said like the fire damage properties have a little bit more involved in terms of getting them sold, right? Is it just because the simple fact that there was a fire there and it becomes like a
Yes,
habitation issue?
yes,
Okay.
So it looks like you're gonna have even the lower buyer's pool,
Oh, real.
smaller
Okay.
buyer's pool, because
Okay.
they're gonna read the seller's disclosure, so you gotta disclose that the property was
Mm-hmm.
fire damaged, right?
I see. I see. Oh,
so they
yeah.
want to make sure that everything was done right, make sure all the inspections was done, making sure. So people are much more like
Yeah.
more stringent when it comes to those type of properties, which overall it wasn't bad because the property sold for itself. It sat on an acre of land, so
Okay.
it pretty much sold itself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Once they
Gotcha.
realized that they had all the paperwork together, all the inspections together, it was pretty much smooth sailing when it comes to the closing part of it.
Gotcha. Now, did you adjust your offer price because, you'd say, okay, it's going to take a little bit extra work or crossing a little bit, I's and T's. So,
Actually, in a good way, I actually adjusted the price upwards.
oh, did you? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I guess I should clarify. I meant that the price that you offered to the seller, the first, like,
Oh, so the price that I offered to sell, yes. So I like that was another thing that we was talking about in regards to doing the math and calculating everything in the beginning, is to what is the worst case scenario.
okay.
At least if I come out negative, what would be my worst case scenario? So we don't. I personally, and also I'm sure Peter also don't believe in like overbidding for a property. I mean, if it's
Okay.
for us, it's for us. If it's not, we just move on to the next one.
Sure.
And I think going in at the right price was very key when it comes to this property and any other property.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of reminds me of like a couple of sayings from Howard Marks and Warren Buffett. They said, at a high enough price, the best business in the world can be a terrible investment and vice versa.
Yes,
So,
yes, I totally agree with that.
do you guys find that because now, we have a lot more people getting into real estate, especially like flips and stuff like that. Are you finding a lot more bidders when you go to bid on them? Like is there more competition?
I would say no, because the properties that we're touching, not everybody's gonna touch.
Okay.
And we have our own, I would say, niche that we're buying houses. So it and I don't know if you're referring to on the market properties or off the market, because on the market, I would say yes, whatever's gonna be on the market on MLS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's gonna be a lot of people, looking at it and probably making more offer than it's off the market, right?
Okay.
So what we do to get our deals, we have we're working with the wholesalers, we're working with the agents. We run our own marketing, so we have we're sending postcards, for example. We have our own cold calling team. So the deals coming from the different places. We are in a
Okay.
relationship with the lawyers, sometimes agents giving us the pocket listings because they know we're gonna buy a house within 3 days if the title is ready, right?
Okay.
So they're sending deals to us as well, and we're constantly buying. That's the thing. We're not out of the money because we have a lot of private money lenders behind our backs that and we never and we take pride of our reputation. So
Yeah.
we're if we say we're gonna buy it, we make an offer, then believe me, we're gonna buy it.
Yeah,
We never
we've,
back out.
we've never
Because
backed out.
like Johan
Okay.
said before, we're running numbers.
Yeah.
And we have at least 3 strategies what to do with the property, but the main strategy is flip. But if the number is right, numbers don't lie. So
Yeah.
this is our offer. We're not gonna go if they're counter us, then we have a spread, like maybe a little bit to go up a little bit with the price, but just a little bit. We're not going over asking because there's no feeling attached. If not this one, on to the next one. I'm not gonna be crying about it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess just a couple of things I pulled from that was, well, one, if you have a hard money lenders that know your reputation, then the bottleneck is just how many properties can you flip, based on the crew and the manpower and all that, because the money's always there because people know you're good for it. So, and it seems like from what you said, you have a pretty well-oiled machine in terms of everything, like sourcing deals, closing deals. So, how did you put
Yeah.
that together?
I think it just took time,
Okay.
and sitting down to figure out how are we going to get deals and look at where we both come from. So Peter came from more of the off market, and I'm more on market, door knocking.
Okay.
So with him bringing that strategy and me bringing my strategy, and we figured out how do we grow. I mean, how do we put all these things together to make it all work together? I think that was the key part of it.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's nice because I think a lot of times what I've seen people who usually gas out or fail, it's because they just try to do everything themselves. It seems like you have a specialized team that, everyone just kind of knows what they're doing. And so the whole, makes beautiful music at the end.
I think the biggest part, in addition to that, is just the chemistry between the two of us. I think that's what makes it even better. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, take away the team, we could always find a different contractor. Take away everybody,
Yeah.
and us trying to know what our standards are and what we won't go for, what we want others to understand. This is our standards. This is what we're
Sure.
setting. I think that's the biggest thing, and not if one person messes up or one person make a decision, we're not judging each other based on the decision. We're just like, okay, let's move on. We'll
Yeah.
learn from here. So there's not a tug of war between the two of us. We've never had
Yeah.
a day that we're kind of like, oh, I'm not talking to Peter. It's more like, when can I talk to him again?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, like I said, the buddy cop movie just writes itself. So,
Yes. Yes, that is the definition of us, to be honest.
Yeah.
I see
One
Rush Hour.
person I could actually brag about. I could actually
Yeah.
brag about him. Definitely.
Same here.
Yeah. Rush Hour 2025 or whatever you want to call it, So, but I guess what I was asking in terms of, so let me ask you this way: like, when you guys fix the property and put it on the market, are you getting a lot of bids, like still in the high interest rate environment?
So it all depends on the location right now.
Okay.
So we're if people like the location, there's going to be bid war. If this is the property that is, I don't know, in the center of Pottsville, I would say, in the row house,
Yeah.
then it depends. You're not going to be doing the same finishes that you're going to be doing in Orwicksburg, right?
Okay. Sure.
Different
Good
location,
point.
more high-end location, right? So either you're going to sell it for investors, or you're going to sell it for first-time home buyers that, the prices are like between I would say around 60,000, 80,000. You can buy it and live in it. Depends on
Okay.
your standards. Or you
Sure.
can just buy it and rent it out for, I don't know, 1,000 a month, and you're gonna be cash flowing, right?
Yeah.
So it all depends really right now on the location. And we see and also, I mean, with the location, the school district is involved as well. So location is the school district, and actually the land, the views, and all that stuff. So people like certain school districts as well. So we see the feedback from buyers saying, "Oh, I like the school district, but I don't like the land. I like the land, but I don't like the school district." And it is always a different feedback that we're getting.
And just to add to that, we have a philosophy. We said, all we need is one offer.
Okay.
It doesn't take 5, 6, 10 offers to actually go on the contract. You need one offer, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
And we found that we stick to that, and we kind of just keep our head going based on that philosophy, and it really helps us out.
Yes.
Can you expand on that just a little bit? Like when you say all it takes is one offer, is like, what do you mean? One offer to the potential seller?
One offer to purchase the property.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay,
we don't
gotcha.
need we don't need a bid war. I mean,
Yeah,
one person come by after 10 people shows. One person offer, the offer is what we're looking for.
yeah,
The property gets under contract. We keep it moving.
Yeah.
okay,
It's not about, oh, we're trying to create a bid war. We're not here to create a bid war or to have people wait because we're waiting to see if we could get over market listing.
mm-hmm,
We look at the numbers of what we came in, because I think that's what happened previously, where people set a price whereas they want to create a bid war,
yeah,
or they're setting it high, whereas people maybe they're trying to like reach those numbers. So we set a number as where we kind of know where we want to sell it at and what
okay,
would be comfortable for someone to sell it at, to buy it at.
sure,
So if one person offers on that property, we're willing to just move on and not wait
yeah,
2-3
Yeah,
days
so
to,
basically, we're
yeah,
not waiting for the second offer. If you like the first offer,
well, yeah,
then we're just gonna take it, because we want to keep everybody's happy, meaning the private money lenders, our team, to move
yeah.
funds to the other deal and all that stuff. So,
Also, I guess
if-
it's a really good point from the de-risking point of view. It's like, hey, this is it's like you're running an operation, or it's like you're borrowing money from a person, somebody. You're finding the property, you're fixing it, and you're selling it. So, the sooner you can get your money back, the better. Because,
yes. And it really helps build that relationship with the private money lenders. I mean, our relationship with private money lenders is super top priority for us. We respect that very much. So we don't want to be one of those type of borrowers that, oh, they're not paying back their private money lender because they didn't make their numbers. Like,
yeah,
private money lenders come top.
yeah,
What would you say, Peter? Very much so, right?
yes, I totally
Yeah,
agree.
because
yeah,
without them, there's no us.
yeah,
So
yeah,
everybody's making
Yes.
money. We keep them happy. They keep us happy as well. So,
Yes.
yeah. So
and
is that the like you guys finding the standard like 1% a month plus 2% origination fee, something like that?
So everyone is a little bit different and unique.
Okay.
Um, and we're happy. We won't disclose how that is, but we've been finding very good ones. The more reliable that we become,
Yeah.
the better our
The
terms has
terms that
become.
yeah, the terms you get.
Yes,
Yeah, it's got well, I guess
terms that you would. I don't think you ever even heard of some of those terms, or
oh,
it
okay,
comes like,
okay.
do
I
those
mean,
terms actually exist? So
okay, well, if it ever gets to the point where they're paying you to take the money, then I want to hear about it because then we'll have to do a whole separate episode on that one.
it feels like that, to be honest.
Yeah, it
yeah,
sounds like you're
That's how
hinting.
good it is.
Yeah,
It actually do feel like they're paying us to just, hey, do whatever
yeah,
you want to do, just make us something out of it. That's what
yeah.
it feels like.
Man,
It's actually a good feeling.
it's like the credit card game, right? And your FICO score's up there. You're like playing the points game, and then some poor Joe Blow's like paying the monthly payment interest, and you're
Yes.
flying first class on points on that. So sounds
Yes.
like that's kind of yeah, good. Well, I mean, hey, like that doesn't happen overnight. It comes from just actually showing up and being reliable over time. So
Yes. And having a relationship with a good title company helps that.
oh yeah,
Help that
okay,
process.
big time, big time.
yeah,
And some people don't really realize the importance of having a title company to make this process happen.
yeah,
Whereas you're not sitting at a back burner whenever they decide to get to you. But you have a title company that they prioritize you. They're promoting your business.
yeah,
So we're very proud to say that we have a very good title company that helps us out to close these deals and to make sure that not that anything that needs to get disclosed is disclosed. They're working on time. They're communicating with our private money lenders, whatever they need. They have it on time. If we're ask them a question within 24 hours. So that's one of our biggest things. We look to see the response time from agents, private money lenders, or even the title companies. We look for response time and making sure that everybody's communicating in a timely fashion, because that's what helps it to move faster.
It's
yeah,
real estate. We got to be quick.
Yes, so that's
yeah,
one of his things. He always say you got to be quick in real estate. If you're slow,
yeah.
you lose. So
No, no, that
To
makes
the
sense. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was about to say that I'm to this point with the communication that if I'm not gonna get the answer from the person who's gonna benefit from us, right? Like, I don't know, from the agent, is not gonna respond to me like I don't know on the text within a couple hours, then forget about my response next day. If he's gonna send me something within after 24 hours, that is no for me. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
waiting 24 hours for response unless you have emergency. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. I mean, you're looking to close the deal. Like you said, you got to move fast. If you're slow, you're kind of last. So
Yes.
Yep.
you guys do a good job. I see the post that you mentioned your whole team, like the realtor, the title company. So it seems like you have a good relationship with them.
Yes, we
Exceptional.
do.
I
Yeah.
we really appreciate them.
And we highly recommend Linda
Okay.
from Northeast Pennsylvania Settlement. Whoever's listening to this podcast, and
Yeah,
if you have a deal in Schuylkill County, just let us
Yeah.
know. We're gonna get her number.
gotcha. But speaking of specifics, then I was hoping we could like just get into two flips that you did, so we can actually like the people listening or watching can get a better idea. So the 207 East Biddle Street and Gordon. Can you guys
So
talk
this one,
about?
so
Is that
this
what you
one is
got?
actually on the market. Do you want to talk about the one that is still on the market or the one that we sold? Because we
Which
can
one
give you
did
the other addresses also.
you sell? The
So
38 West Adamsdale Road?
no, it's
under
under contract, so we didn't. The closing's gonna be within 2 or 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
So we can disclose more about the properties we sold. So
Okay.
I can give you. So we can give you our first flip that we did together, which is 316 South Wylam Street,
Okay.
Frackville.
Okay. Yeah, let's
So I
talk
don't know
about
if
that.
yeah.
So
So
what like
this
what
one,
before so just for
Mhm.
reference for like people watching, what's the reason for the location? Like is there a specific reason like you guys focus on that geographic niche?
um, I was
ARV
ARV.
would be one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
We try to have a certain ARV where we could have a profit. We're not looking to. We're in the business to make a profit at the end of the day.
Sure.
And some areas do not give you those profit margins that you're looking for.
Okay. Yeah,
And that's one of the biggest, I think one of the biggest things. And to know if people would actually want to live in those areas or in that particular street. So
Okay.
with those two combination, it kind of like guides us to where we want to go.
Okay, all right. So okay, with that said, let's talk about that first flip that you guys did. How did
Okay,
you
so I'm sorry. Go ahead with the questions. Maybe it's gonna be easier
No,
to
no,
answer the question.
it's you guys are the guests, so you do the talking. I just gently ask questions, that's fine. Well, like
Okay, no problem.
how did you source the deal? Like how did it come about? Like, what did you offer for it? And all that good stuff.
Okay, so the first property that we put together came from postcard marketing, that
Okay.
direct to seller, and this one was we were targeting the probates, and this one actually called me in January, I believe. Then there was the family situation, back and forth, with them. And we ended up looking at the property, I think was March. And then April, we went under contract and we closed on it beginning of June, I believe.
Okay.
And so then we went together to look at the property. We saw what needs to be done, and we run our numbers for the rehab.
Okay.
And based on the rehab and the ARV that we were thinking, we came up with the offer, right? So we
Okay.
started lower than it's supposed. I mean, the lower than the number came. So the offer was rejected, and then the seller get back to me that, oh, we received another offer for this and this, and I'm like, okay, I can match this offer, or give you, I don't know, 1,000 more, and we can close within 2 weeks. So she said, oh, okay, because I like you guys, yeah, we can sell it, and just send the contract to my lawyer, right? So we sent the contract to the lawyer. He review our businesses, and then they sign it, and then we bought it. So we bought it with our own cash for the first deal. So we didn't use the private money lenders, and we bought it for, I think, was 62,000.
Okay.
And the rehab was not so much. it was almost, I would say more than cosmetic, because we would have to open some spaces,
Okay.
open the walls. So I think we ended up spending about 40,000, around 40,000 for the rehab,
Okay.
and we ended up selling the property for 175.
Okay. Very nice. So, okay. And how long was that from between the finishing up of the like, the cosmetics and the other stuff? How
It
long?
was so the whole rehab took us, I think, was between 3 and 4 weeks
Okay.
from start to beginning. From beginning to the end.
Yeah.
And then we listed on the market for 175, right? That was 175. No, 179. And
Okay.
after 20 something days, we received an offer for 175. We accepted it, appraised for it, and inspection. There was nothing for the inspection. And we actually sold it for 175. So
Very nice.
that was the first one that we were like, okay, we made a nice, good chunk of profit on this one. So like, okay, let's do another one and see how it's gonna go. If it's gonna be that easy,
Yeah.
let's do more and more. And then the other ones was, each property is different. So
Sure. I will say that
yes,
you guys are getting more ambitious with each successive project, because now, like, I think a couple of the reels I saw, you guys gutted it down to the studs, and right.
yeah. So
So
we are not afraid of of the full rehab properties, but the numbers got to work. So
yeah,
we run our numbers all the time, and the offer is based on our rehab budget and ARV, and then there's our offer on it. So
gotcha. So do you still try and follow the rule of thumb of at least 1/3 profit off the sale price?
So our rule of thumb, it has been whatever profit margin that we're setting for that minimum profit margin that we're looking for.
Okay.
So we don't really care if it's
percentage,
the percentage wise. We're looking at the whole lump sum.
Okay.
And the reason we've done that is because we want to know if something goes wrong, could we fix it?
Sure.
Is there enough profit in there? Because you could say 15%, 20%, and you're looking at $15,000 of
Mhm.
profit, which might sound good, but if you have an AC that
Yeah.
went bad or heating that went bad, you're looking at $9,000. So now your profit becomes $3,000.
Sure.
So whatever you're trying to do, you want to make sure that that profit could still allow you to sustain like certain major mechanical issues that are unexpected. Like, and it's happened on multiple occasions. So we try to stick to that profit margin first and foremost, and we could based on how much we're investing, we expand or contract that profit margin that we're looking for.
and also let me add this, that the spread that we're planning to make, right, on top of the unexpected repairs that we need to make, it also help us with paying back with the private money lenders. Because what if, let's say, what if we were wrong with the ARV and the agent was wrong with the ARV, and then we have to drop the price for 10 or 20,000 lower, right? Then we still want to make some money and pay
Yeah.
back, not be negative, and pay back the private money lenders, right?
Sure.
So everything is
Yeah.
considered into the rehab and into the ARV and our numbers.
No, that's a really good point, because, like, regardless, I mean, if the private money lender has any sense, they're going to be first position. So, regardless, you make a profit or loss, they have to get paid.
Yep, that is
So,
true.
But the only downside to that is that we don't want to go into with that philosophy. So we want to make sure that we do our job.
yeah. Yeah.
We're not really concerned of if they're going to get paid when we close.
Yeah.
So we need to get to the closing table, which is very important to us. So
Sure.
that has allowed us to have those wonderful offers from the private money lenders, because we deliver, and we deliver in a timely manner.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things that they've even mentioned, is that you guys actually over deliver. Like, we'll tell them a certain time frame, but we're always trying to go
Before that.
like
Yeah.
bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yes. So we never try to go to whatever we tell them. We're trying to beat that, but we're not telling them that's what we're
Sure,
doing.
sure.
So we said over promise,
Under promise,
over deliver. So that's one thing that we always try to do, because again, without them, we can't do as much deals as we're doing and keeping it
Sure.
flowing. So we have to close. We don't think about if we're going to close on it, because our numbers are, I would
Yeah.
say our numbers are on point.
Gotcha. So how many flips are you guys up to now? Like, do you always, so first you guys did what started 2 years ago, right? You said?
This is going to be our first full year
Okay,
of actually
gotcha.
doing flip. This June will be our actual first full year.
Okay.
Yes.
So now total flips together, we're on to.
No, I can tell you how much deals we have this year, because last year I don't remember, it was 1 or 3.
Yeah.
But this year we signed the contract for property number 14.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
our goal for 2024 was to flip 12 properties, but
Okay.
we reached that goal in May.
Yeah.
But
So what?
technically, people can say, "Oh, but you bought them, but you didn't sell them yet, right?" So
Yeah.
we actually sold probably the two properties we have under contract now. We're gonna be, with the buyers, we're gonna be selling them within 2 weeks. The closing is gonna be within 2 weeks. So this is gonna be like 7 or 8 properties that actually got sold 2024.
Wow.
But we signed the contract for property number 14. I think was a week ago for the foreclosure.
Sure. And I mean, you have a track record of, however many you put under contract, there's X number that gets sold. So you can pretty much bank on that.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your guys' legal structure? Do you operate as an LLC or?
So when we started, we actually did the flips as 2 separate LLCs, and we
Sure.
came up to the partnership agreement.
Okay. So like
And
a multi-member. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I was just going to say like a multiple member LLC.
No.
Partner.
So I still have my own LLC. He has his own LLC.
Okay.
And we didn't create the separate one. We just came up with the partnership agreement.
Okay.
And then we bought the property as tenants in common, which is 50-50 ownership,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. But that's yeah.
And
That's
like
good.
the partnership agreement is an internal document between me and him.
Yeah.
And if something's going to go wrong, then there is a legal paper stating what action we need to take just in case, right?
Got you. Now, I mean, obviously, every time there's a flip, there's a profit. With profit, you have to pay taxes. What's your strategy for minimizing taxes? What do you guys do?
So we have rental properties also. So
Okay.
we have rental properties. So by the end of the year, we're going to be looking to also purchase more rental properties.
Okay.
To minimize those, and we use a lot of the profits in order to do a lot of the rehabs on the rental properties. So what that helps us out is that we're buying properties off market for rentals also. So we're not buying fully fixed up. So we have to put money into those rentals. So we're taking those and feeding the rental properties.
Got you.
And
What's
also
your
depreciation and the other
Yeah,
stuff
no,
from
no.
the rent.
Yeah, especially if you're fixing up the properties, depending on what you're putting in, you can write it all off in the first year. So that's good.
Yes.
So what's your rental portfolio up to? How many rental properties do you guys have?
So total, we have a total of about 13 doors
Okay. Very
total right
good.
now.
Very good. Yeah. It seems like those two are going to grow in tandem very nicely together. There, like more profits in the business. You got to like try and lower your tax bill. So, more rentals.
Yes.
Yes, that's the goal.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, like I try and, that's my background, finance, accounting. So I try and tell people it's like, hey, if you're any kind of successful, your tax bill is probably going to be your single biggest expense over your entire lifetime. So do what you can
Yes.
to minimize it.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's interesting that you guys try and find off-market rentals as well.
Yes.
Do you find that you have to do a lot of work to those, or are they pretty much ready to go? It's cosmetic stuff?
It depends. Like the one that we did, it was a full gut. So it
Okay.
really depends. I mean, the numbers is what kind of determines if it makes sense or not.
Okay.
Look to see, okay, project like our next set of profits coming in. Could we does this make sense? Do we have to come out of pocket? Could we refi out of it? Could we? So it really depends on the property in general, but hardly we ever look for one that's kind of like turnkey ready.
Okay.
We don't ever really look for turnkey properties when it comes to rentals.
Okay. And
We
I'm
look for
guessing,
value adds.
yeah, yeah, because you can add sweat equity there. Because if it's
Yes.
turnkey, you can't really, yeah, make any money
No.
there.
No. So it's like a double win for us.
Yeah. Do you find that like there's like I'm guessing there's a fine balance to be had between lowering your tax bill and just kind of like cash flow problems, like you don't want to buy so much rental property that then you're like, oh, okay, financing the business becomes a problem. Do you like are you mindful? What do you do to just stay ahead of that?
We try to make sure that we keep our flip properties the
Pro-
number one, the number one,
Profitable.
Yeah.
the number one
Okay.
thing, and make sure that's profitable enough,
Got you. So okay, so flip comes first and then the profit that
and then
comes
the
into
rentals.
got you. Okay. What about like operating overhead and stuff like that? I know you said you have 5 or 7 full-time not
Yes.
employees, but people that are on a regular basis that you work with. So
Yes.
equipment, stuff like that. What do you guys do as far as do you find that overhead's a problem? Because you have to buy tools, supplies all the time.
We try to have every person have their main set of tools, and then
Okay.
we have like the other major stuff, and so it helps each other out. And if they do need something that they want to purchase or anything like that, we'll try to find a common way to like to acquire that tool or whatever is needed to do the job.
Gotcha. Gotcha. This is really inspiring stuff. I think people are gonna find a lot of value here. What do you like? So this is a business, right? You're running it as a business. Have you ever thought like what are your guys' goals for like say 2, 3, 5 years out? What do you guys see yourselves?
To be honest,
Yeah.
to be honest, being number one is first being number one. Being the number one brand,
Yeah.
recognized brand in flipping in Schuylkill County, and then expand to be the number one brand in Pennsylvania.
For
So
flip, for
yes,
flips.
for flipping.
Okay.
It's not only flips because we're also
Yeah,
looking for now we can call it redevelopment,
yeah,
but we're also looking for the new builds. So this is our new little thing. I mean, that's going to be a big thing for us to um
in the future.
in the future and upcoming soon upcoming future for the new builds. So we want to start a new construction, but it all depends, on the location. For the new builds, it's location.
So that's
Yeah.
why developing our brand is so big for us. The brand
Sure.
comes before everything because people buy from those who they like and trust.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's
no,
why we
definitely.
are the trusted home solution in Pennsylvania and across the United States. You'll soon be here. So we try
As
to,
reinforced by the reels.
yes, yes. So that's why we want to make sure that people could feel that trust that whenever we deliver, we deliver good quality products. Um, and they could associate it with something like somebody associate Nike with sneakers. They could
Sure.
associate Penhome with people that actually deliver good quality houses.
Yeah.
And they could always say that these people are good to work with. That's one of the things
Sure.
with a lot of people that work with us. They say, okay, man, you guys are super one of the easiest people to work with. You guys are not complicated. You make it easy. You make the process smooth. So, and that's what we want people to know about that. We at Penhome are here for the people, not only for
Sure.
ourselves, but here to also give people good quality home to live in.
Yeah. That's very exciting. That's a compelling vision for sure. And like you said, your brand has to be reinforced by everything. Your imaging, your color, your consistency, customer service. But like, so is that the plan then to become a big time builder like Ryan Holmes or Stoltzfus or Garner? Like,
As big as we can.
okay. So are you guys, so you're actually seriously thinking about becoming like a full-fledged builder where you'll buy land, break ground, do the
Yes.
construction?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. Any particular areas in mind to start or?
No, we like you said, location. So a lot of the stuff that we do, even though we do it in-house, we
Okay.
relay a lot of stuff to our title to the title company and also to our agents and bounce numbers back and forth to know if it actually makes sense. So we're not gonna build somewhere just because we feel like, oh, this is gonna be good. We're gonna get the agents involved. Okay,
Mhm.
what have you been seeing here? Have you been seeing it been slower now? Has the prices changed over the last couple of days, months?
Sure.
Is it taking longer on market? So having that relationship with the agents is where we're going to focus more of where we're going to build. And if the profit margin, like again, once we have a set profit margin that we want to make off of the new build, we will just work our way backwards when it comes to
Hmm.
those builds.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I know we touched on it a little bit about how you guys are buying rentals to keep the taxes low. Do you find that there is a pressure to like leaving money in the business to let it grow versus just taking money out for living, personal expenses, like day-to-day salary draw, that kind of thing?
I think we're both okay when it comes to the way that our lifestyle. We're not lavish people. We're very humble people, and we plan to keep it that way. So
Sure.
that allows our us to focus on the business and
Okay.
having the money keep flowing back into the business.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. So do you ever think of your business from a valuation standpoint, right? So like if profits are getting, obviously, any business is worth like some multiple of the profits or cash flows that it throws off. So is that then your indirect goal, just to keep growing the cash flow and the profits every year? Is that why like you're saying we just don't take money out, keep as much of it in the business as we can?
That's the goal, but we're not keeping all the money in the business because uh we we quit our previous jobs, right?
Sure.
So we replicate um the W-2 with the flipping business, right? So we have money coming from the flips, and then as we started as a two LLCs, we have a different structures, right? So we're paying ourselves differently, right, for two
Sure.
separate LLCs, right? But now, as we started doing flips as a pen home together, like a one
Y-
company,
Yeah.
then it's also different. Now we keeping it for now. We're just keeping money in the business to grow, because this is like, I don't know, the third flip that we did as a pen home
Okay.
LLC, and the
Gotcha.
rest were as a two separate entities.
Gotcha, gotcha. So that's the plan then, right? Like more and more flips done by Penhome together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Gotcha,
And then on the side, we're gonna buy more rentals, and it's gonna be like a different holding company. We're
gotcha.
not doing everything
Yeah,
at the one under one LLC.
yeah. Well, no, I'm asking that because that's probably my number one question for a lot of budding entrepreneurs is, like, especially if you have family, like wife, kids, like you can be frugal, but you can't drive the fixed cost to zero. You still gotta like pay the mortgage, have a car, maybe if you have kids in daycare, groceries, like.
Yes.
So yeah, that's why I was curious to see what you guys were doing about it. So that's good to
So
know.
he also developed this philosophy. It says 1%.
Okay.
1% of the profit. 1% of the profit to try to spend it with your family
Okay.
and let them feel a part of it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things, especially for me, is for having my family involved and they feel like that it's like worth it at the end of the day. That they're just not seeing daddy or the husband just leaving the house every day, coming home late or
Yeah.
spending late nights. So they get to feel like some type of reward along the way. And like for recently, we just had our
Wives.
two wives. We all went together for we call like a fun night.
Pen home day, night out.
Okay.
That's what-
Yeah.
So like stuff like that. So it brings us even closer together with along with that 1%. So we're
Sure.
making money, having the family involved, and it's keeping it very jovial.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
what I'm doing and I was doing is each property that we buying and selling after each closing, I'm taking my family out for the dinner.
Yeah.
So it's actually helping, my brain to be
Yeah.
ready for the another reward. So keep working,
Gotcha. Well, I mean, and there's creative things you can do. Like you have to keep the minutes, annual meeting. Nothing saying you can't do it somewhere where you can take the vacation. So
Hey, if you need the vacation, take it. Because it could be it would be stressful sometimes. So
yeah,
if you don't want to avoid the stress, just take those little mini vacations. So we would
exactly.
never tell someone never to, because we realize everybody have different ways of how they reset.
Yeah,
You could go, 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 but you must have a time where you kind of reset and feel the reward of what you're doing. So that
sure.
reset is very important. You don't want to overburden yourself, and then you become super stressed out. You don't want to talk no more. You're taking stress to your family. So that reset, especially if it's with the family, if you have a family, is very important.
No, I agree. Speaking from personal experience, like vacations, resets, whatever, people call them, I think they're very necessary.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
100%.
The wife loves it. We know.
Yeah. So what do you guys do as far as, to keep your books, to do your taxes, like software? Any tips there? What do you guys use?
So we're using QuickBooks Online.
Okay.
I was last year I was using QuickBooks Desktop,
Okay.
but then it was annoying for some
Sure.
sometimes, with the
Yeah.
connection with the bank statements and all that stuff. So we switched to QuickBooks Online, and now it's a lot better.
That's what I recommend to everybody. That's the future. So, because
it's a little bit more expensive because of the subscription, but it's worth
Yeah.
the time. That it's
Yeah.
going to save you a lot of time.
Do you have somebody that does your books, or do you just do them yourself?
So when I started, my wife is an accountant as well,
Oh, nice. Very
but
nice.
in a different field, not
Okay.
in real estate.
Okay.
But she learned, and she was doing my books on a QuickBooks Desktop.
Okay.
But now we're working with the CPA. They're doing our taxes and books. So
Oh, very nice. Yeah. So it's good to have somebody that at least knows what they're doing.
yeah, that is 100% true. And if
Because
you have a good CPA, then
yeah, I find that
it's
with
easy.
real estate, it's a lot more complicated. It's just in a simple, like, if somebody's just starting like a handyman business or a dog grooming business, they don't really have a lot of assets or liabilities. So the accounting is super simple. It's all in the income statement. But with real estate, you're dealing with assets and liabilities. So the balance sheet comes into play. So yeah, that's really good. If you have somebody, especially who's actually a CPA, then you're in good hands. So yeah. So what else? Anything else you guys want to say as like final thoughts? Anything we didn't go over?
Our final thoughts are: have fun while you're doing it. No matter
Okay.
what you do, have fun. And if you are going to choose a partner, make sure that your partnership mesh.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a good partner and a partner that understand the bigger picture. I mean, you can't do it by yourself. And having that partner to balance you days when you're down makes a big difference. So regardless of who your partner is, make sure you
Yeah.
mesh. It might not be family.
Yeah.
Definitely, it might not be family, but make sure you guys mesh and make sure that you guys take it as a business and not as just a hobby, but have fun. Have fun.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I just want to add to it, let everybody knows what you're doing, because
Yeah.
you never know where the deal's going to come from.
Yes.
Like the social media right now with the reels that we're making, it's a big time difference. Like people, like let's say private money lenders coming from the reels, or because our recognition on social media right now. Oh, do you
Sure.
guys need money for the project? Do you guys need money for this? So it's like becoming a little bit more competitive between the private money lenders. Which one we're gonna pick?
Exactly.
Which I love to have this problem. It's not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
problem for me, right? But yeah,
Like I
just tell
said,
everybody what you're doing, and you're gonna get the private money lenders. You're gonna get the deals,
it
and
sounds like you guys are driving that cost to zero. So if it ever goes negative where they're paying you to hold the money, then I definitely want to do a podcast on that one.
Or you'll write a book about it.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's marketing 101. Write a book and mail it to rich people. And there you go. You got your clients right there. So
Yes. So
yeah, well, we're coming up on the hour. So before we go, I just, like really enjoyed having you guys on. I see a bright future for both of you. So,
thank you.
you know,
thank you so much.
yeah, I'd like my philosophy is just get to know the superstars before they become the superstars. So I figured,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
we're in the process of recording the first few podcasts. So really, really appreciate you guys coming on and talking about your business. And, hopefully we'll have you guys on soon, back enough to talk about other exciting things you're doing.
Yes, we actually would look forward to it.
Yeah,
We
thank
do.
you
Yeah.
so much for the invitation. It was really good time
No,
speaking
no,
with
I'm
you.
just,
So,
this is a good way to make friends and expand your network, because rather than having to get in the car and go drive somewhere, we can just meet on Zoom. We are working on the studio. It's a little slow going right now.
Don't
It's
worry.
okay.
That's
Slowly
it's
but
pro-
surely.
It's progressing. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Exactly. And now if I know, if I can't find anybody to fix it up for me, I know who to find. Like, you guys do flips, so.
And what is your location, by the way?
So hopefully it's going to be my cousin and uncle have this big giant building in Middletown where they run the daycare out of. My uncle's also doing a solar farm there, but they had two of their biggest tenants vacate. So there's a lot of unused space. So the plan is to turn it into like a co-op, like a co-share co-working office space and like a recording studio that they're going to rent out. So, but they just got done building Best Western in Hershey, and so they're running a daycare too. So they have a lot on their plate. So I'm excited, but I'm not holding my breath. It might be like months before it gets done. So I just didn't want to wait around for it. I said, why not? What the hell? We'll just do a Zoom call and go from there.
Start where you're at.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's key.
Yeah, yeah, but
That's a nugget right there.
what's that? Keep going, right? Start where you're at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Start where you're at.
Very good. Yeah, yeah.
Don't
Like,
overthink. Just keep going.
nice. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, when the studio's done, we'd love to have you guys actually come in and sit down and we can chat in person.
We would be more
Chat, make a reel.
Yeah, exactly, right? Do you guys, I mean,
than
where do you
promote our businesses. So
Yeah.
don't worry.
where do you source the material for the reels? Do you worry about copyright laws or anything like that?
So so for example, the what it's called, it's called the stage, I think, the beginning of the different video.
Yeah.
Whatever you're posting on Instagram, you're giving up your rights, so everybody can reuse your reel. You cannot download it, right?
Yeah, yeah. But you can
shouldn't download it. So what are we doing? We have our own part that we are working on.
Yeah.
And then we're just finding the reel that is, funny, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can edit just the one part at the beginning, or just the one part of the reel, and then put your own thing after it, right? So we're using what is available. We're not trying to go the unlegal, not legal way.
No. Okay. Yeah, that's figured. So do you have somebody that does it for you, or do you guys just do it on your phones?
We're just doing it on our phones.
Yeah. Okay. I saw a little finger pointing there. So
I didn't. I was thinking he was scrubbing his head. So
yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah. No, really enjoyed having you guys on. We'll do this soon, but wish you all the best of luck and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Like, share.
Yes.
Like and share the reels.
Yeah, it's gonna be
let it go. What do you call it? Viral.
Viral. Yeah. So, okay, guys, really enjoyed having you on.
We're still waiting for the viral week.
Yeah, we'll do this again soon. So,
thank you so very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.